I'd be wary to try this again. Probably one of my favourite products of this. I got to a certain point in this book and I couldn't stop because it was near bedtime and I was like, I need to finish this book. Like, I cannot go to sleep before I finish it. It's that time of the month again. It's my monthly empties and I was really surprised with myself this month. I didn't think I was going to get through many products because the last few months I've had quite a fair bit of products that I've got through. This month I'm quite proud of myself really. I've got through quite a lot and I can't wait to share them with you. I've got some amazing products, some really good ones and some that are a little bit not worth the money really. So let's go through them together. I wanted to share with you some of the products that I'm replacing them with because generally that's how I work. If I like something in my routine, I will then replace it with either the same product or something similar. I like to work through my products that way. Generally, I will have a look at what I've got and then choose something from the pile of things that I have, and then if I don't have something I will then purchase it from the shop. So I'm really trying to be a bit more conscious with what I'm using and in what order, a bit like a stock rotation really. The first product I'm going to start with is deodorant. So I have been using Wild deodorant for quite a few months now, probably about a year I would say, and I like it. It's absolutely fine for me and it works for me. And I recently bought the Glossybox advent calendar and I do have an unboxing for that coming up, and in there was this deodorant by EMPTIES, I think the brand is called, I'm not quite sure. It's amber, violet and tonka. It's 50ml and I've never used this type of deodorant before, but you squeeze it out. It's a little bit of a weird concept because I've never had anything like this before. So you squeeze it out and it's a bit like a paste, and then you put that on your underarms, but you can actually use it anywhere on the body if you wanted to. So it says on here that you can use it on your forehead, feet or chest, anywhere that you need effective protection that lasts. So it's got quite a few different benefits really if you wanted to use it in different ways. This really doesn't have a strong scent, and I was hoping, because it's amber, violet and tonka, that it would have a lovely scent to it, but it's very, very mild. I wouldn't even think that it really has a scent. But it is your underarm area, which I suppose is a little bit more sensitive, so maybe that's why there's not a high level of fragrance. But so far so good, it seems to be fine. I'm just trying to get into the habit of it because using a stick deodorant is just so easy. Whereas this, you do need to like make sure your hands are clean and then apply it and then wash your hands afterwards. So it's like a little bit more of a process. Not really, but it just takes that little bit more time to get used to how to use it. So far it's so good. I do like the tube, it is recyclable. I do also like products that you can fold down that kind of reduce in size as you're getting through them. I do like products like that do get smaller as you use them. So yeah, it seems to be fine so far. I did open my Glossybox advent calendar early and I am going to be using the products early because there's a deodorant sat here waiting to be used. So I'm not going to go out and buy one when I know that I've got one already available. So I'm going to use this one up first and then probably go back to Wild. I'll see. I'll have to put them both to the test. I don't think I'll go in any particular order this one. I think I'll just go with whatever I choose and we'll just go for it. Usually I try to keep it into more like categories. This month, let's just do whatever I pick up first. Now this from Supergoop, one of my absolute favourites I've gone through. This is the first tube I've gone through. I do have another tube, but I'm going to be keeping that on hold for now. But this is Supergoop Glow Screen. It's UVA, UVB, SPF 30, high protection. It's hydrating, glowing sunscreen primer. And I don't really use a primer, I would say. But I did see this. I got this in a box. I'm not quite sure from where. But it does add like a level of hydration. It does add like this lovely glow to the skin, and then it's also got the SPF benefit too. And I love wearing this underneath my makeup before I put my makeup on. It just gives me that natural glow. So I am sad that it's finished. It took a long time to finish. It's 50ml and I do have a backup of it. However, because I do my shop my stash and I'm really trying to use products in order of me purchasing them instead of just getting really excited and wanting to use the newer one, the newer version. I am using this from Rodial instead. Now this is fairly expensive, and I have to say, like, it's not, I don't think it's anything special. I did start to use it and then I stopped using it because I fell in love with this one. But now, because I know it's been open for a while, I really want to use it up, and I thought more going into winter time, this might be better for me to use than the supergoop with the SPF benefit to it. So these are the Soft Focus Glow Drops Illuminating Glow Primer. So I have started to use these whenever I'm doing my makeup, and to be honest, I don't really do my makeup that often. It's more of a rarity for me to do my makeup. Generally I just don't wear makeup. The perk of working from home really, especially if I'm not having meetings that day, I don't really bother to put makeup on. And so it does add glow, and it is pretty. It just doesn't give me what the Glow Recipe does. So I am using this at the moment. It does have skincare benefits to it as well, similar to like the Glow Recipe. But yeah, it's going to take me a while to get through this. I'm pretty sure this is around about £65, but this is perfect. I love this. Like, I think this is brilliant. Probably one of my favourite products of this year. Next we have a setting spray from L'Oreal. This was amazing, brilliant. This is the L'Oreal Infallible 3-second setting mist, and I think this is such a good setting mist. If you want your makeup to stay in place, this is amazing for that. And you know what, I really don't buy high street makeup really. I'm more of a higher end, I suppose, with what I usually go for. This impressed me. This is around, I think it's like £10.99 or £11.99, and I would definitely rebuy this. I thought the size was perfect. I think the spray is perfect too. Really did set my makeup. The only thing that I did find is as it was coming to an end, the spray kind of got a little bit, it didn't work as good. It kind of like spit a little bit. That was just because it had like hardly anything left. But I would gladly buy this one again. I thought it was brilliant, perfect. So I've replaced this with this one from Morphe, which I think is there's a bit of similarities here within the design of it really and what they claim to do. So this is from Morphe, and this is the Mini Continuous Prep and Set Mist Plus. And this one says it's supercharged with ceramides and antioxidants, which this one doesn't have any claims. This one, I've used it a couple of times. The mist is fantastic. I'll spray it so you can see. It's just such a super fine mist, and you kind of just want to keep spraying it, but no, we don't want to waste it. The only thing I would say is that it kind of feels like you've got something on your face. Like, you know, if you accidentally spray your parts of your face with hairspray and you can feel that kind of tightness on your skin. This is what this feels like to me. So far I would say I prefer the L'Oreal, but I'm going to give this a fair shot, and I'm sure it seems to be very similar to it so far, so I'm sure this will be great too. So this was something that I spoke about in my autumn makeup video. I have been using the Becca Under Eye Corrector for years, and you can no longer buy this, and when I knew that Becca was no longer, I did buy some backups, so I was well stocked. This is like a really lovely glass container. The colour was perfect. I've used every last bit of it, and then I thought, well, what am I going to do? And I did find something that is very, very similar. It's not the same like luxury feeling. This is very much plasticky, and it is e.l.f. And this one is very similar. And so it's a lovely colour correcting eye brightener, and generally, I haven't got it on today actually, but generally I just pop it here just to kind of detract against any darkness from my under eye. So I generally don't put it under my eye area where the darkness is. I kind of put it in this part here, and then the light kind of diffuses the under eye darkness. And this is great. This is going to take me forever to get through because I use the smallest amount, but it is effective with the amount that I use. I think if you use quite a lot, it's going to kind of stick into any creases, which isn't the look I'm going for, so I just used such a tiny amount, and this is very, very similar. So if you were somebody who loved the Becca product, I would recommend trying the e.l.f. product too. What I did notice, Becca, I had it in light medium, and I think this might be fair or light, because no, it must be fair. I think it must be fair, the shade that I've got, which is more of this like pinky kind of colour, because I did look at light medium and it was far too dark. So the colour category, so the Becca bit one being light to medium, doesn't match the e.l.f. one, so I went down a shade in e.l.f. So that's something just to consider. So for shampoo, I have used up my Kerastase Blonde Absolute, and this takes me such a long time to get through, and I think this is a great product if you have blonde hair and you want to make sure that you keep the colour looking in tip-top condition and not to have any kind of yellow tones to your blonde hair. And I actually ran out of this at the perfect time, because I have been to their hairdressers recently and I'm going more for like honey tones. So she did say to me, you don't need to use any purple shampoo anymore. And I thought that's great timing, because I've just used this up. I am going to do a video soon on hair goals and the products that I'm using to see if I can improve the quality and condition of my hair. So I'm using a different shampoo at the moment, which is for coloured hair. So I'm going to see how I get on with that. I'm really going more golden, and I do really like the colour. It might take a little while for it to kind of stick. And I am interested in getting more of those orangey coppery tones in my hair as well, so we'll see if that comes into fruition, see if I'm bold enough to do that, but I do think that would suit me. So this is great if you are looking to tone your blonde hair, and I would definitely recommend it. I've used this for a good few years now. I am just using something else now because of the different tone of blonde in my hair. Now for conditioners, this isn't empty, but unfortunately it's just not for me, so it's going. I've really tried my best to like this, and it was in my cupboard for a while, half used, and then I thought, come on Catherine, just use it up. I don't know why it's been there for that long, but now I do. It's just not for my hair. It doesn't really condition my hair at all. I think it actually can make it look a little bit frizzy. It's by Suma and it's alternative, and this is the Gentle Clear and Simple Fragrance Spray. So it is a very simple conditioner, and I think maybe that's why. I think my hair needs more nourishment than a gentle, simple conditioner. So I have really tried with it, but then because I was getting my hair coloured and cut, I just thought I want to keep my hair in the best condition possible, and this just isn't doing it for me. So I have got a small amount left, and normally I do love to use products fully, but with this one it's just not working for me. So this one is an empty for me, but it's not an empty. So this one is leaking a little bit. This is Palm Olive, this is Milk and Honey, nourishes skin with vitamin E, and this is a shower cream. It smells really lovely. I really do like to use this. The foam on it is really nice. It is not nourishing for me. I do find that I need to put a lotion on my legs after I've used this. I would say it's more likely that it's a bit drying than nourishing. But I do love the Palm Olive scent and their body washes. On the back here, which I didn't really know, is that it is made with plant-based milks. It's biodegradable formula, 95% natural origins, dermatologically tested, and it's a recyclable bottle as well, which I didn't really know. I didn't really know that about Palm Olive. So I would definitely look out for different scents, but I just know that it's not the most nourishing shower cream for me. And then to replace that, I've gone for this from CareX, and this is their limited edition Peony and Blossom, and this is a bath and a shower product. And I am taking more baths because it is coming into autumn winter time, and that's when the nights get dark and I like to have a bit of a pamper. I will be filming a video soon about like a little care box that I'd have for myself, that I make for myself. It'll only be a quick video, but that's something that I like to do in the winter months, so I'll gladly share that with you. So this. fresh and floral. So not really in keeping with this time of year where I generally go for more like cozy scents, but the shop that I went to really didn't have that much of a choice, so I did choose this one. It's 100% soap free and dermatologically, that word, dermatologically tested. Good size, because I do quite like to use quite a lot of shower gel really. I like to get that lather in the shower, and I do like taking baths, so I'll have to see what kind of bubble this gives me in my bath. For a scent, this one isn't quite empty, but I thought I'm going to include it this month because there's such a tiny amount left. This will be gone within the next day or so. This is from Sol de Janeiro. This is the famous Cheirosa 62, the pistachio and salted caramel, and I love this. I've gone through this size and the larger size in the last maybe 4 months. It's just a great one to spritz and like spritz throughout the day, and I like that. I like scents throughout the day too. I probably prefer this to quite a lot of the perfumes that I have, so that's saying something, that I prefer to have a fragrance mist than actual perfume. And it just smells amazing, and I think it's beautiful, and I would gladly have this one again. So I'm going to include it in my empties. With my Shop My Stash this month, I will include some fragrances in there too. The SPF that I have finally finished up is from Garnier, and this is their Ombre Solaire of Makeup Super UV, and I had this in my cupboards for a bit too long really, so I definitely wanted to finish using it up this year, and actually there wasn't that much left in it, so I've been hanging on to it really for no reason. This one is just great to have in your bag. It's great to pop on, and if you're going out in the sun, say you're going out for lunch at work, just spraying this on your skin, and then you know you've got the protection when you've got makeup already on your skin. And I think it's just a great product to have, and I've used this for years now, and there really doesn't seem to be that much like this on the market, which I think is a bit strange considering like how useful this is. And so I would definitely rebuy this one again. I did find as well, coming just to the end of this being an aerosol, that it did kind of spit a little bit as well at the end, so that's just something to bear in mind. But I don't feel like this affects or alters my makeup in any way, and I think this is a great product, and it's definitely something that I would rebuy. I have also used up this body lotion from Nala's Baby, and this is Vanilla Cloud with oat, coconut and hibiscus, and this is 99% natural. This is a really like sweet vanilla scented body lotion, and I love to put this one on at night time. Like when I go to bed I can smell the fragrance. Sometimes when I go to bed I like to pop this on, and then I also like to put a little bit of this on as well. Like I do quite like having scents of a night time when I go to bed. It just makes me feel really cozy and like nice and clean and fresh, and it just sets me up for a good night's sleep. Now this one it takes a little while to massage into the skin, more suited to somebody that likes a sweeter scents, but I have another backup of this already. It smells so nice. The supermarket that I go to keep having this on clearance, so I don't know what is happening with this brand, but ever so often, every few months when I go in, they'll have some of them for like reduced to under £2, so I keep picking them up when I see them. I have also used up one of the steam heated eye masks, and I love these. I think these are perfect if you are just wanting to unwind, if you have a headache, if you just want to get into like a deep relaxation before bed. I love these, and I've had these for a good number of years now. I just pick whatever brand that I'm like drawn to on Amazon really, because they all generally do the same. They are these disposable eye masks, and they have little like iron patches in here. So once you've opened the packet, it reacts to like the air. They just heat up and they last for about 20 minutes. And I think these are just nice, and like they're comfortable as well. I don't find that I find these uncomfortable. Like you just put them over your eyes, these goes around your ears, and you can get different scents, but I like the unscented version best, especially if I am having a migraine. I just think it's better to have something that is unscented, that's not going to irritate me in any way. But I do like to have backups of these. I think these are great little gifts for people as well, because I think sometimes it's not necessarily something that you might buy or something that you've used before, but once you've used them, I just find that they're so relaxing that you just want more of them. And so I do just generally buy them from Amazon. A tip that I've given, which I don't really know if you should do this or not with them, so use this advice as you want, but I like to put my eye mask on and then I like to put like an actual sleeping mask over the top, and it just kind of cocoons my eye area, and I just think that is just so relaxing. So it doesn't say that you should do that, but that's what I like to do. So if you want to test that out as well, by all means. And I have finally used up a lip balm, and my gosh, this has been a dedication. The Nux, it's a honey lip balm, and I have had this, I must have had this for over a year now, and it sits on my nightstand and I use it every single night at bedtime up until now, and it has taken me so long to get through. And I was so happy to actually finish it, because I am somebody who likes to move on from products, and to have something for a long time, I mean, it shows its longevity, it shows that it's something that I've used from start to finish. But sometimes I do get a little bit tired of things and like to try something new. But great lip balm. This is really nourishing on your lips. You can feel it on your lips at night time. But I think it has kept my lips nice and moisturised. I've not had any problems with like dry lips or cracking lips. It's been absolutely fine. No issues there at all. So perhaps it is down to this. So if you are somebody who has dry lips, I would maybe recommend having this, because it is a really nourishing lip balm. I would almost say like it's a bit of a mask. So you could build it up a little bit if you like. I've worked my way through this now. I've realised on the back it does say like the expiry is 6 months, but I've used it well past that 6-month period and it's all gone now. So this is in a nice little glass pot as well. I am left with skincare randomly. Even though I've just been picking things up in a random order, I am left with skincare. Now this is from Laneige. I never know if it's Laneige or Laneige. I'm not quite sure. I think I've heard both variations. And this is a water sleeping mask. Now this is a little bit deceptive, because how big does this container look? It looks like you're getting so much in there, but it is 70ml, and it's one of those packages that kind of goes inwards. So it probably ends about here and it gradually goes inwards as you are moving down the product. So quite a lot of packaging really. So you don't get as much as what you think you are getting. This was a lovely gel moisturiser to use in the summer months. However, since not using this, I have noticed that my skin I was having an issue with like spots around my nose, around my chin, around like my mouth area, has near enough gone. It's near enough gone, and I'm thinking, was this the culprit? Because I would wake up in the morning and I would have fresh spots like in my nose groove here, fresh spot on my face. So it might have been this, because they are not appearing as much, as often anymore. I'm starting to think that this might have been the culprit. So be wary to try this again. Another one of my favourite products, and this is from Paula's Choice, and this is 2% BHA liquid exfoliant, and it's got salicylic acid. And this is a lovely chemical exfoliator, and I do think my skin prefers BHA. And so I've worked my way through this. I am using a different BHA exfoliant at the moment, and this kind of size, I think it kept me going for maybe a month and a half. I definitely rebuy this one again. I think it's probably better if there's something like this that I really enjoy, is to probably buy the full size product and work my way through it, because it's something that I do generally use at least morning, sometimes morning and evening as well, depending on how I feel. And it does like evens the skin tone, that's how I would say. Like I don't really feel like I've got lots of texture on my skin. Like I feel like my skin texture is really smooth and really soft, And I do think it is down to products like this. Okay, we're actually finishing the skincare on two not of the best products really. Two kind of disappointments and two very, very expensive products. And the first one is from Medicaid. This is the Hydrate B5 Intensive Hyaluronic Acid with NMF, Replenish and Boost. Now, this is a very expensive hyaluronic acid. Really don't think I can say that I noticed a difference with my skin. I was using it in the summer and generally I don't have that much of an issue with dryness, especially in the summer months. But I was using it and then I stopped using it because I thought, well, I'll just use it in the autumn winter when generally my skin does get a little bit dry with like the heating and going out in the cold. But then I did have a cold, like I got unwell and I started to feel that my skin needed a little bit more of a boost, and so I used this. I don't think for me this is something that I would rebuy, and I don't really think this is something for me that is worth it. I would go for something that is more of a cheaper brand. I kind of think for something that is quite expensive that I should have been almost wowed by it, and that wasn't the case at all. Another thing, which might seem like quite a small thing, but if you can look at my hand here, can you see all the purple kind of bits on it? This comes off the packaging, so this is glass, but the packaging is coming off, and that's something that I found as well, that I would actually be looking in the mirror and removing these purple bits of packaging off my face. And then lastly, this was another fairly disappointing product, and this is from Dr. Levy, the Pigment Control Drops. And I really wanted to get this. I got it from an edit with Cult Beauty because I noticed that I do have like some pigmentation around here and around here where I have caught the sun or I have got burnt when I was younger, a teenager, and I didn't really put SPF on my skin. So I thought I'll use something like this. It is something that is specifically for pigment control, and I thought give this a go. Let's see, it says it's supercharged elixir ultra concentrate. So I thought, well, that, you know, it must do something. But I don't know if I noticed that much of a difference. I feel like I did notice a difference, but I was like, am I just kind of hoping that I'm noticing a difference? But there wasn't anything dramatic for me, and for the price I kind of wanted to notice a difference and be wowed by it. So again, I've gone through the whole thing to give a real good view on it, but I don't think I would buy this one again because I didn't notice enough of a difference for me to think this is worth the price. These are my empties for the month. This is skincare, hair care, body care, fragrance, and then I've got a few extra things to share with you as well. So I do have quite a few wax melts that I have used this month, and Northern Soul Scents is my absolute favourite wax melt brand. I've used up a couple of their main collection and then one of their limited edition scents, which was from last year, which you can't buy. So I was reluctant to use it up, but I just thought, come on Catherine, you can use it up, it's fine to do that. So this was Witch's Cauldron, which was for autumn Halloween season last year, and this was a really lovely scent. I mean, they're all really lovely scents. Oh, it's just so delicious. And this one is a bewitching blend of orris root, wood smoke, bergamot and musk on a metallic fragrance base to evoke the sense of a cauldron bubbling over thick smoky flames. And part of their main collection is Campfire. This is one of my favourites. This one, oh, I'm gonna have to smell it. This is what they come in. They come like in a little bag and then in the box. It's amazing. To evoke memories of toasted sweet treats round a campfire, wood smoke and amber, topped off with caramel and burnt sugar notes. And then the last one, this is what, for me, one of their strongest scents, and I think this is one that they're really known for because it's so unique. It's called Graveyard Walks, and this one is just so like deep. It's a scent of damp earth and cold stone mixed with the drifting scent of graveyard flowers. Leafy green notes lead to a heart of white lily and violet with mosses and damp earth on a base of musk and cedar. And this one does, it just smells like walking through a graveyard, maybe after it's been raining. That kind of musky, greenery kind of smell, like it is just beautiful, like amazing. The scents are like the perfect scents. I could actually talk about them for a very long time. I've got so many of the scents. And then lastly, I do have 2 books to share with you. The first one is, this one is Buried in a Good Book by Tamara Berry. This one, I did enjoy this book. It kind of made me feel like this book was a bit like Gilmore Girls. That's the vibe I got, like the main character was kind of like that sarcastic, witty Lorelei character, and then she has a daughter, move into a cabin, and then these things happened, and she writes books about mysteries, murder mysteries, and then something happens on her own doorstep really. And it's a small town and people are quirky in the town. Person that she has an attraction to, and they're a bit grumpy, a bit like a Luke character. So I think it's very similar to the Gilmore Girls. Like that's the impression that I got when I was reading it. It's like a different take on that. So I did like that about it. Yeah, I did find that maybe it was a little bit too silly in places, but I did enjoy it. I did think it was just an easy pick-up book. It's not something that I like rushed through reading, like it didn't grip me enough, but it was just one of those books you can pick up and put down and kind of know where you are. It wasn't too complicated. And then this one, my gosh, I'm a bit late to the game on this one. I know this is like a very popular book. The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I got to a certain point in this book and I couldn't stop because it was near bedtime and I was like, I need to finish this book. Like, I cannot go to sleep before I finish it. It gripped me so much, and it wasn't like, it was more of a panic. Like, I need to know because I need to know how it ends. Like, that the people are okay, that I want to be okay. It just, yeah, I think I got to like Nina's part. I was like, oh, okay then. This is how it's gonna go. Like, and then I just had to finish it, and I think I stayed up until like 11 o'clock one night just reading it and being gripped by it, and then finish it and being like, okay, now I can sleep. And so that's everything for my empties for the month of October, one of my favourite months. I hope that you have enjoyed watching this video, and thank you so much if you have reached the end. I would love to know what you have used up, what you have emptied this month, or what books you've read, what kind of wax melts or candles you've used up, or what you could recommend. And I would love to know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. That will really help my channel, and I will see you again soon. Bye!